Oh, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon D&D Ice. Um, we had lots of fun last time closing out that grand battle, but don't let me tell you about it. We have someone else to tell you about it.
Yeah, honestly, is so much happened after the battle. It was hard to imagine that they were the same episode, but more or less inside of the in that battle, the main thing that happened was Sinbad jumped inside and threw both of the winches by himself, and we started getting rushed down until he threw up a rope trick that we hid in until the guys were able to clear us out, though we were also suspecting that rope trick might not go so well. But thankfully, we actually cleared all the guys needed to make rope trick actually successful. So then, once the Hallowed Flames and the Expedition Society got inside, we healed up their guys, and they're now securing the area. And as thanks for healing up as many guys as we did, Uriel has decided to send a couple knights and someone else with us. And then in the middle of the night, Sinbad met Kronos, the time worm, and she kept calling him my liege, which was very strange. And then he all of a sudden found himself in the room with when Nero was doing the meteor swarm, and then proceeded to think that he was the observer. So he conjured up the observer. So then all of a sudden the observers showed up, and there were about five nine tails in the room. And then after that, we came back to the present, and then he talked to Kronos for a bit, and then she kind of just pieced out after that. I was like, yeah, my mission is to make sure you don't die and to help and to let you time travel to make it happen. She said that we'd meet a familiar face today, so we'll see if that remains a mystery. And then gave a few other cryptic hints that like I don't know. Do we want to go over that, or is this the TLDR version where we'll figure it out later?
You can say whatever you want.
All right. Well, one was that uh, in a alternate timeline, Bree dies because Aiden doesn't take out a gate, and she also tells us that Gene Powell tried to drag Sinbad away like he did last time, but we will take it out. It just will be taxing to do so. And yeah, that's what we got out of Kronos. And then Sinbad told everyone about Kronos except for her name and exactly who dies. He and that's more or less where we left off. We are going to go and have the meeting with Uriel where he will reveal the party going with us and the plan to take the chapel.
Wonderful. All right, you can have the reroll for the session, and
Woo.
I will take you back to the encampment you uh, spent the night at. You all woke up and reconvened, and Sinbad told you some of this stuff. And as you as you're kind of walking back towards the gate, you're on the other side right now, like the eastern part of the continent, where it just it's just this fog where you could barely see, like, barely 100 feet out. It's like the most you can see. Otherwise, it's just blanketed in this just soupy, frigid fog. But another thing immediately close to the encampment you spent the night at, you see there are you see over to kind of the right of the wall that they're preparing. You see you see several Pokemon building these. They look like bunk beds, but multi-layered and wide. And yeah, they're just much like the how the tents were sectioned out. They're making several of these.
Hmm.
Huh.
Well, looks like they've been busy.
Are any of you proficient in religion?
Um,
Uh,
no, surprisingly.
I would be
No.
surprised. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Sinbad doesn't like religion.
Bree's not proficient, but she does have a +5.
No, you'd have to be. You'd need the religion.
Okay.
No one in the party.
Okay, you're not a very religious bunch. Okay, well, yeah, that's what you see. They're building these weird structures.
Is
But-
there anyone we can ask about them?
You could walk over and maybe ask them. But,
Okay.
you're going up the wall, so are you gonna subvert that to go ask them?
No, we'll probably just ask the first person that we come upon.
Okay. Yeah, as you get to the wall and begin climbing it, you notice now that they are, they're kind of beginning the cleanup. Like, you see the bodies of the gnolls kind of removed. You don't know where they went, but you still see the splatters on the ground and the mess the gnolls kind of left behind of the bones and just the refuse and just things in disarray is still kind of present there, and the smell of rot and blood still lingers in the air. But yeah, you witness a few people cleaning it up.
Okay. Well, I guess Bree will, if we pass by one of them, Bree will just kind of say, hey, you got a second?
Yeah, one of the paladins looks over to you and says, "Oh yeah."
I was just curious about what's being built out there. They kind of look like bunk beds, for lack of a better term.
Oh yeah, well, let's just say it's to honor our dead.
Ah,
Got it.
And we're gonna have we're gonna lay them to rest tonight under the flame.
Got it. Thanks, I was just curious.
Yeah, flame be with you.
You too.
hmm.
What do you do from here?
I guess we just
Well-
go to the meeting.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone else has anything else they want to say or do before then.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mm,
Hmm.
particularly.
Yeah.
Unless you want
I
to go
think-
ask the sword how glorious the last battle was.
I bet the sword is saying that without being prompted.
It would say that I would have rather we not taken a retreat. I would have rather felled them all with my blade.
Hmm.
You don't hear that, only Aiden hears it.
Yeah.
I don't think we had enough to keep going like that safely.
I believe we did. As long as you put your heart into your blade, it can slay through even the deepest of darkness.
Eh,
So keep that in mind as we venture forth out into the wilds.
yeah. Considering what Sinbad said.
These
Yeah.
abominations I have judged, and they are not needed in this world.
Oh,
I think you would agree, wouldn't you?
actually, quite a bit after what we saw with the Knolls.
Yes, foul creatures. They
Oh,
radiated a foul aura. I wanted to. I would have protested your friend did not pick up their perverted weapons of corruption.
Hmm.
I'm like, who picked up
Oh,
anything
yeah.
from them?
No, someone
No, no.
posed the idea of picking it up.
But we
We
did.
would have.
That was
We did
probably
not.
Yeah, you're all walking towards that. Is maybe like Aiden's like looking all blank as he's walking.
It's just.
But yeah, you make
Yeah,
your.
everyone was,
Yeah.
like,
Hmm?
it's a tap on the shoulder. He just
Mhm.
what?
Oh yeah, you should take Rebecca Gross back. By the way.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely gonna be taking back Mechagross and setting him back up before we actually head out.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's easy to do. Just kind of setting that back up. But eventually, you reach a floor in the right tower where you see Uriel and Apollo as well, and standing almost in a single foot file line, kind of to flanking him, are three Pokemon. Two of them bearing armor with a very similar to the one Sigurd used to have. Theirs is more basic though, but it's kind of emblazoned with the symbol of the flame, and they bear great weapons. There's a Tinkaton and a Surfetched standing in a very just rigid position next to Uriel. And the third figure is a familiar face, is Loki, holding the Ashen Scepter.
Hmm.
As you enter, the two commanders regard you and say, "Greetings."
Good morning, commanders.
Yes, I believe we had a brief chat the other day about what we are going to be doing to close out this mission.
Yes, that you did. Heading to that temple.
Yes. There's actually, I have several squads fanning out from this position to catch them on the retreat. Those monsters that had this fort prior. So you're not going to be alone out there per se, but we're still going to be somewhat divided. But as promised yesterday, you took a hefty load off a lot of my soldiers and priests, so I can make the squad for you a little larger, and I'd like to introduce you to Paladin Claudia, as he points to the Tinky Ton, and Paladin Zacharias. And they kind of salute you as they're addressed, the Surfetched and the Tinkaton. And I've decided to take Loki with you. Or let Loki go with you.
Loki.
Go on.
Yeah. As his name is said, Loki gives you guys a nod. You see in his eyes that he's been like magic, like a lot of the Hell Flames. He's been through the ringer with the battle, but beyond that, he still looks decently fine. And you notice something different, slightly different. He seems to be wearing a glass necklace that bears the crest of the Hell Flames.
Yeah. And I decided normally under normal circumstances I'd keep the flame keepers out of harm's way, but the other side of this continent is something else. And Apollo chimes in, saying, well, for one thing, our gear is completely useless. It seems the only way to stave off the frigid nature of the eastern part of the continent is with external magical sources and natural abilities we have as Pokemon. Would you four still be willing to go out there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we have quite a bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
But it's cold enough that it's just more magical to this point.
Yeah. That being said, I want you to go to the temple, as that's where an item you seek might be.
Right.
It looks like a lot of them retreated there, and that's another fortified position, so you might be in for a fight. This is why I'm sending more with you. But I trust you'll be able to handle yourselves.
We haven't come this far for nothing.
And Apollo chimes in again, saying, in terms of the ways to stave off the cold, though our gear might be useless, some of the items that we have concocted in the Expedition Society do work, and I will provide you with some of them. And I want you to each of you roll a d4.
Each of us?
Each of you roll a d4, except Loki, not him.
Why?
Okay, I was just about to ask that.
2.
3!
We'll call it 4.
Oh, is Parser not working right now?
It's working.
Work for the other two.
Weird.
Parser said no to you. Your name
Go
doesn't-
on, Quill. You gotta roll the 4.
No!
No!
Okay, so what this basically means is you are going to get 1 heat salve. You're gonna get 2 soul stones, and you are gonna get 4 Heliolisk blessings.
Wowie.
Okay.
I thought that the Helios blessing lasted a full month.
Yeah, it does. These
Okay.
That's
let's
one of
see.
those for each of us. Then someone write that down.
Okay, I'll mark it.
also keep in mind these all stack together.
Right.
So like you could get 15 if they're all active at the same time, but yeah, you have that at your disposal.
I'll mark down the soul stones because that actually brings me up to 4.
Oh,
So then I can just go ahead and say, hey, everyone take 1.
And we'll provide at the Hallowed Flames. We'll provide each of you. And they're cutting into some of our supplies, but we're willing to give them to you. But we'll give each of you a greater healing potion, including you, Loki.
All right.
And you could each take a level 3 or lower spell on the cleric list as a spell scroll.
Oh boy.
They will
3 or
not,
lower.
They will not provide the material components though for things like Revivify.
Right.
But speaking of Revivify, and I said we're cut pretty thin, but I'll provide Loki with one diamond for the use of a spell like that.
All righty. Thank you, Captain.
You also still have the item you had during the one shot too, whatever you had,
Mm-hmm.
and the Ashen Scepter.
Yep.
Now those things we got for the dice rolls, that is for the whole party, not each of us gets that, right?
That's the whole party. You divvy
Okay.
it out
Okay.
however
Yeah.
you want.
Just transparency, I have not put any of those things on my sheet, so I hope you guys did.
Yep. We had the one heat salve, the 2 soul stones, and then the 4 blessings. So
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna use the blessings right now, I imagine, right?
I thought the blessings were just kind of an instantaneous thing.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So yeah.
Okay, so
They're just gonna bless you up.
All right.
okay,
Are we
so
topping off the Ashen Scepter right now, or are we still going on what we had before?
You're going on what you had before because it like has to recharge when it does that. So
Okay.
Okay. We were at. What are we at? Like 29 at this point?
I'm at 24 on the Ashen Scepter.
Oh, right. We get the.
24.
Okay. I forgot. We get the blessing all the way back at the camp before the wall.
All right.
And also, just for everyone, I'm just going to go ahead and. Everyone else can take one of the soul stones because I've got 4 right now.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So once you gather the supplies, Zacharias, Claudia, and Loki will head out with you to that temple.
All right.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
I believe I already asked this, but is there anything that you know about the temple itself, aside from, well, its existence?
We just know of its existence, and more of the more powerful abilities were used closer to the continent or the city of Evergal, or the kingdom of Evergal, should I say? I'm by the looks of it. It looks like it's It's going to be similar to the Temple of Severance as well, where our dead are probably going to be in the catacombs and crypts, but you probably those monsters probably haven't gone down there. They're probably seizing the upper part of it, and even if they do, well, our dead are prone to awaken, and they're not going to be too happy if there's trespassers in their tomb.
Hmm.
Meaning they'll just attack anyone.
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
I suppose that means we could potentially see if we could push the gnolls down there if we have to.
Potentially, yeah, that might be a strategy.
Hmm. Right, well, I guess that's something we'll have to keep in mind once we take care of the gnolls. But, all right. Hmm.
Is that all?
Uh, I suppose so, at least for me.
Very well then.
Yeah, at least about this expedition.
Mhm. Hmm.
All right, then you should be on your way. It's still early. You could make some good time.
Yes, I do have one question though. Once we reclaim the chapel for you, what happens next after that?
We're gonna press forward with our objective.
To destroy the meteor?
Yeah. And eradicate creatures like the ones we just fought. We'll
Alright.
be looking into Apollo. We're going to be looking into the kingdom of Evergal. This has been a big breakthrough, and we're certainly going to learn more if we get closer to there.
There is a mountain range between the two, so I suppose you would have to follow the same path to reach both locations, though that would take you both close to the mage tower, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Are we just going to leave it be, or is that something worth risking?
Well, since you four are out and about on the continent, we might have another job for you concerning that tower.
Hmm.
What would that be?
To destroy it.
We can't destroy the tower.
Why not?
Well, there's something called the spell forge there. I need it. Not to mention who knows how much knowledge is in there.
That is forbidden old magic the sorcerers used back in the day to conquer the world.
You know that.
Yes, I know that. That's one of the Actually, you'd probably no, you wouldn't know. Do a history check.
All right, 1 second.
You.
Specifically Sabrina or who?
Sabrina. She's the one asking.
Yeah.
11.
I mean,
Wow.
Grimoire did tell us about the edict.
Mhm.
This is not so much the edicts. Well, you know there are other towers around the world, but they're more modern than this one. This one was left alone, considering where it is in the world. Meaning it's ancient. Meaning there's, as you put it, there's stuff in there that has been unseen for centuries.
Well, regardless, destroying it would cause a whole other slew of problems that I don't think you've considered.
No one's using it, Sabrina.
You think there are people that don't want to use it?
And that's exactly why we want to destroy it.
Who even knows if it's able to be destroyed in the first place? A
I
place
believe-
that old or
Well, we know
is
it can,
probably
we know it can be destroyed because we destroyed all the old ones.
and it may also be guarded. Destroying it may not just be as simple as walking in there and knocking out the bricks in the wall.
Oh, there's certainly
Those
a
sorts of
process.
places are well, those sorts of ancient relics, those sorts of ruins, those windows into the ancient past, they're almost sacred to my people, to the Jotun. And despite how, regardless of their contents, they deserve protection. If not to preserve the knowledge, then to keep it away from others.
Well, some of it.
The sorcerers of old used the forbidden magics in that tower to claim countless innocent lives, so they could sit on a throne of power and control everything.
That's exactly why I think destruction would be rash. Do you think that sort of information will just disappear once you knock down that tower? That sort of knowledge isn't something that just goes away that easily, and destroying it will could potentially lead to it being lost again, maybe found by someone else.
All I know is, for centuries, that magic has been lost to time, and the only place it can be found is in that tower, and we're going to make sure it's not found again. I can see it in your eyes, Sabrina. You're given in the temptation of power, and trust me, you don't need this.
It's not power, not anymore anyway. Look, I need the spell forge, Uriel. I've been doing a lot of research while I've been here on the continent. She takes out like this huge stack of papers from her bag of holding and starts just kind of fanning them out, and they've got all these arcane formulae on them and stuff. And she says, if I can get to the spell forge, I could. If my theory is true, then this is an opportunity for us to learn so much about not just the world and Mystery Dungeons, but about ourselves, Uriel.
The spell forge is forbidden magic, and as part of the edicts, it is simply forbidden to use.
Well, I think you need to reconsider just putting your blind faith in the edicts, because as they're written, there's some pretty nasty things that could happen.
Look, Sabrina, I didn't want to have this conversation with you before you're about to set out. Now, I appreciate what you guys have done, but this is our objective. This is what we have to do.
But
Once it's gone, you'll lose that temptation to go there. Trust
no,
me.
I won't, Uriel.
Look, I'm getting tired of talking to you about this, all right?
This isn't fair. You're blaming me for things that Pokemon did hundreds of years ago. I didn't have anything to do with it.
I'm not blaming you for anything. I'm blaming malicious powers that could get in there.
And I'm not a malicious power.
But as long as that stands. What if the Queen gets in there, Sabrina? I know she didn't interfere with this mission, but what if she gets in there and decides to use that spell forge, huh? I'm not ignorant to know she probably used this as an opportunity to get over there, using us to do the heavy lifting. Now, what if she's already plotting to go there and hatching a scheme?
Well, I don't. That would be a very difficult thing for her to do. Isn't there a gate on that tower?
You say it's difficult. Apollo says you say it's difficult for her, but well, time and time again, she has thrown us for a loop.
Point taken. How would we get inside it anyway?
Yes, we're thinking about that for later. Right now, we're focusing on the mission at hand.
Right. I mean, I can only think of one way in, but I don't think you'd like it.
It's not like she's. I highly doubt she's after that sort of thing, anyways.
Do an insight check, Sigurd.
Okay.
The
Alright.
moment where she's just right here.
12.
Rolling
Yeah.
hot today.
Yeah, you don't really
True.
notice anything. There was kind of a contemplated look on Apollo, though. No, you could glean anything from it.
Regardless, the mage, that tower is, well, miles out, and it's not like anyone is getting there anytime soon.
Exactly.
Yeah, but my fear is that I don't think the MDRA would like if we destroyed it when we go back to the air continent.
No, they certainly won't, but
And as it stands, we would have no protection against them. The
Well,
edicts prevent it.
well, we're lucky the MDRA is not here.
What do you think they're gonna do once they find out?
Well, they can't really do anything.
Are you so sure about that?
I think that legally they could do anything they wanted to us or our children.
are
If
you
they-
sure they wouldn't retaliate against
They couldn't
against you
retaliate
if
against
they
them.
if you committed some sort of act that's if you committed an act they thought so
They couldn't
vile,
act-
so destructive that they wouldn't react.
They wouldn't. They're too smart to react against the hallowed flames. But again, they are in their legal right to do whatever they want to me and Bree.
Well, you two were of age, so did you go to the academy when you were young?
Where he just kind
No.
of glances at Sib.
However, we've heard stories of what happens to mages who do things they don't like.
Well, that tower over there is not in their possession. They have no right to retaliate to anything done to it. If they do react, they're out of line.
So you're prepared to start a war over it, is what you're saying?
There's no war gonna be started over this.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure about that, Uriel.
The tower.
That's not a threat from me. That's a warning to you about what the MDRA might do. I don't want war. But they want that tower.
It sounds
They
like
see it
you
as
want
their
that tower.
heritage. Of course I want the tower. I want to be able to further my research into what the connection is between Mystery Dungeons and us.
And what makes you so special, Sabrina? Why can't anyone who wants that tower just be allowed to go there?
Because I'm on your side.
Well,
You're the ones asking us to go there in the first place.
I want you to go there to take it down. I thought you'd understand why we want to do this.
I understand why you want to, but I think you're a little, well, misguided.
You never answered what if some malevolent force like the Queen got in there and started using that spell forge to cook up some nasty spells that we can't retaliate against?
Well, then you'd have me to retaliate against that.
You see what you're asking here? If you could retaliate against the stuff in that tower can concoct, why do you need to go there in the first place? Or are you willing to admit it's more powerful than you can fathom?
Well, there is one very strong reason. You remember Nero from the legends, right?
Yes.
We know that he is alive in this time, and he is likely guarding that meteor. We don't know what of that magic he has on hand and what he does not. But either way, if we don't know what's in his arsenal, we might not be able to defend ourselves before it's too late.
And if what you're saying is true, Sinbad, and you're in the presence of the Holy Blade right now, as he signals to Aiden, so I assume you know this to be true, that's even more of a reason why we should take that down.
Well, to be fair, he probably doesn't need anything that's in the tower because he already knows it.
And you're making assumptions there.
Perhaps. I'm just saying, with all of the magic surges going on, it'd be nice to have some sort of abjurative spell against them so that they wouldn't be able to affect us, wouldn't it?
Look, we uphold the laws, Sabrina, and we can't just make exceptions for people we like.
The law needs to be reformed is what needs to happen.
Those laws keep everything in place and everything running. It's the reason why those mages can take in young and train them up.
Have you ever seen what happens to those mages that they raise up? Have you seen the psychological implications of that?
Yes, a lot of them seem very happy working for the academy. I may not like the academy, but
They become power hungry. They're taught the academy's ideals. There is nothing to challenge that academy. No one can stand against them. No one is allowed to be there. They can do anything they want with any mage they want because they have all of the power.
He's right. The MDRA
That's
has
why
complete
you don't
monopoly.
like them. Is because they have all of the power and they want more. And there's no one to check them for it.
I don't think you really understand what we do. There are regular audits on those towers to make sure they're not doing any funny business.
And yet, all the same, those towers can take anyone that they want as long as they get them soon enough.
And it seems they abide, too, as they expel mages that are spreading hearsay or practicing forbidden magic. In fact, Loki dealt with one of them the other, like a month ago.
Yes. Unfortunately, those do exist. However, they also know very, very well how to just use the edicts to their advantage to remove people they don't like, to create evidence where it doesn't exist.
Look, I didn't write the edicts. I follow them. They're law. And you can't convince me. It is impossible for even me to change them.
Well, then who do we need to go to change them?
The leaders of this world?
I just want you to be aware of how those rules have been abused and how much pain they cause and how powerful it has created, how powerful the MDRA has become.
Look, we can. If you want to talk, I don't want to talk about rules and edicts. I want this side of the continent seized for the Expedition Society and ourselves. All right? And the more time we waste here, the more time they have to regroup and grow their numbers.
Yeah.
Sigurd glances over to our three companions to try and get a read on them.
Right now, they're standing rather just kind of rigidly. And how are you taking in the conversation, Loki?
Loki's pretty much just watching with mostly a stoic face. He's not really showing any emotion at the moment.
Yeah.
You can tell he's got a lot on his mind right now and he's thinking things, but otherwise not really. He's just standing there sort of stoically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other two are doing much of the same. They're just kind of they're very it's almost like military where they're very stoic expression, just kind of staring, not really engaging in the conversation.
Yeah, Sigurd glances over to the three of them, looks at Loki in particular, and just, He just kind of nods.
At any rate, I didn't really want to bring that up. However, I understand that there's a possibility I might not return, so I have a habit of saying things before I leave.
Let's just try to forget all this and try to think about the mission at hand. Think of our friends and allies at our side. Think about those who fell. Because that's who I do this for.
Yeah, Sinbad nods.
Maybe
All right. Let's just get going. Yeah.
All right. Uriel salutes to you three, the other three, and you kind of get assimilated into the party. And the two Hallowed Flames knights march alongside you to go to the eastern part of the wall as you begin marching out, unless you want to do anything else. What spell scrolls are you going to grab?
Sanctuary.
What'd you take? Glenn?
Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Sanctuary, okay.
Just to make sure I'm not metagaming, would Loki have fought any of the like warlock gnolls during like the distraction?
Yeah, you'd know about the Flynns and the warlocks and just the foot soldier ones.
Okay, then yeah, Loki's gonna take a daylight spell scroll.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
Like, was each of us getting one, or
Yeah, was it everyone? It was everyone, yeah.
Everyone gets a level 3 or lower cleric spell scroll
okay.
and a greater healing potion.
Boy,
Guys,
yeah.
I'm honestly thinking about something like remove curse in case that comes up.
I was considering that or lesser
Considering
restoration.
we have that magic gate, I think I'm gonna get dispel magic.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stick with remove curse because it's an insurance thing.
Okay.
Let's see. What do y'all think? Or vitality or aid?
I've got Loki preparing aid, but if I don't have to use a spell slot for it, then that'd be nice.
Don't dunk on a 5th level aid.
Well, I don't know if I want to use my 5th level for that anyways.
If this changes what you guys are going to choose to, I'll tell you this before you venture out. So, the eastern part of the continent is a whole new ball game. I told you before, the Expedition Society gear just doesn't work there at all. So you're not going to have plus 30. That goes away. But on the flip side, you will not have to make frost checks on the western part of the continent now that you have the Expedition Society gear and they know you have it. So you don't need to. They're irrelevant on the west side.
Okay.
I don't have to hide it anymore.
Resting on the eastern part of the continent in extreme arcane weather, your travel speed is cut in half, which means normal pace is only 2. And normal pace is only 2 now, and basically they're all just divided by 2. Long rests out in the wild only restore half of your hit dice, which then you can immediately use to restore your HP. If you have if you had no hit dice left anyway, what I mean is you'd restore half of them, then you can use them.
Right.
Yeah. If you had more, then you can use all of those. But spells and abilities that come back after a long rest, they don't come back unless you're in a sheltered area, and Liamon's tiny hut does not count. Short rests and abilities that come back, those still work. That come back on a short rest.
Okay.
Magic items that state they recharge at dawn or are worded similarly still recharge at the stated time.
Okay.
I think you have a few of those.
Yeah.
No.
That reminds me, actually, I need to hand off the mind sharpener to someone.
Maybe we should get the find trap spell scroll.
Magical or the one-use items, natural abilities, those increase your frost checks, like Sinbad's Drought, being a fire type, things like that, and like the tiara, all that stuff. It increases the check by usually 5.
Okay.
So if that maybe change what you want to attune to. And also if you use a spell or a potion that Well, it has to give you it for a full day, but it gives you cold resistance for an entire day, then you automatically get +5.
Hard mode.
So it might
All
change
right.
what you want to attune to, or
I believe I can.
I don't want to change anything I'm attuned to, but oh, where is it?
oh, guy, and you guys leveled up last time. Why don't you tell us
yeah.
what
Oh,
you
yeah.
got?
Oh.
Where'd Loki get?
True. What did Loki get?
All right, what did you get? As we
I'll
decide what.
start. Sabrina's ward increased by 2, and she picked up Mental Prison and Fizban's Platinum Shield.
Okay. What'd
Aiden
you
got an ASI.
What'd you did it in int?
Yep.
You're
Int.
full 20 right now, then?
Full 20.
Wowie. What did Sinbad get?
Oh, he did some juggles.
What?
So
Get the list.
yeah, get the list. So, he got mass suggestion, which he did not bring up was in his powerhouse now because Uriel would not have appreciated that. He has swapped control winds for wall of light, and he swapped summon draconic spirit for illusory soldier.
So something weird happened, Sinbad. You tried to swap the spell Draconic Spirit, but it stayed there. You have both spells still.
Ooh.
Well, time to go update my list again.
And finally, Sigurd.
I got extra attack.
Yeah,
Again.
short but sweet. 3 attacks now.
Honestly, yeah.
Essentially tripling your damage output.
Yeah.
Okay.
33%
And
increase.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the aid scroll,
Okay.
just so we can use that.
You could
Yes.
pass it off too in case you don't want to use it.
Oh yeah, I'm probably just gonna pass it off to to Loki since he's way better at actually using it than me.
Yeah, I changed my mind. I want the find trap spell scroll. I don't trust this place.
All right.
Okay. Sure.
Freaking to first.
Okay. You got everything?
Yeah, that should be everything.
I'm still asking, who wants to take the mind sharpener for the con checks?
Is that that's attunable?
No, it's not.
Right? That is not attunable. I guess Sabrina can take it unless Sib wants it. Sib, do you want it? No, you've already got that huge Sabrina needs it.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
the only
better
one
on
that doesn't
Sabrina.
have good constitution checks in this.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And that's
And
4
refail a Con
charges
save. It's 4 charges.
and
You can just
recharges on a
spend
long
one-
rest.
Regains 1d4 at dawn.
1d4 at dawn, okay.
That's huge.
And we're starting off with 50 as the weather.
Oh gosh. With
That'll be 35. But yeah, you could still prepare before you head out. But
let's see, I gotta already check what I have with this.
Let's see. We got the.
Wonder how possible that.
We have
actually
all the
is.
long rest benefits at this point, right?
yes.
Okay, I had to make sure because I went time traveling last time and I haven't fully recovered for those ventures.
All right.
+5 scepter, +5
3, 5.
heliolis, +5 armor.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, 35 Loki is gonna need some help. Assuming Drought and Ashen Scepter, Loki's only got 12.
I'm like,
Oh dear.
Shoot.
And I gotta track down all the +5s.
well, let's see. We have 4 Heliolisk blessings that we can give to ourselves and not Loki.
I think that was already applied.
Was that
Yeah.
already applied?
Yeah.
Did he apply it there?
That
or
was
did he
applied
bless us
automatically.
enough to do it?
Yeah, so if all of you have one, I'll say you have one of each item too, Loki, of the one use ones. So you naturally
Okay.
you'll have +5 because of the Heliolisk blessing.
Okay.
So that +5 heliolis, ashen scepter,
And then,
drought. It's already 15.
So Brina's at 25.
I think Aiden's at 20.
Sigurd's at
27.
33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said the check is 35?
This check is 35. Yeah.
I don't know, guys.
It's gonna be cold. I mean,
It's probably gonna be cold like every single day.
we got 8, 7, 19, 16.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna pop a
Do you-
soul stone.
Do you have those cold-blooded brews still?
Yeah, but I'm not busting that out in front of Loki.
It's just a magic vial. It's unlabeled.
Potion.
I don't trust. I don't trust him. He'll tell on me.
Let's see. So yeah, Loki, you have a soul stone and a Heliolisk blessing, and I guess also one heat salve if need be, in addition to drought and ashen scepter.
I'm popping
Okay.
a soul stone. So let's
I guess
see.
I gotta use the soul stone.
Does ashen scepter give you cold resistance? Because that would be another 5.
No, it just gives you the 5.
Okay.
Yeah, for a month.
Let's see. We got
20, 26.
1, 2, 3,
Mhm.
15 for
Yep.
blessings, and then
Also
I get
lasts
5 for being a
the-
fire type too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my, I think I'm good.
I think with
I have more
everything
things
that'll
than I thought.
I can hit 31 or even 36, but I'd have to spend both items.
think just spending one item will get Loki up to 27, which it's still a bit of a roll, but I think that'll probably hopefully be good.
I think it's worth spending the soul stone at the least because it's a week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's just
okay.
all the way there.
Yeah. It's the one day one that you might be hesitant to pop.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I'll definitely have Loki pop the soul stone.
Mhm.
All right.
We ready to roll?
No, but we'll do it anyways.
Oh, I nat 20. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, good. It's 35 you need to beat.
Roll
50.
plus 31.
45.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Before, as we're kind of leaving, Sigurd will say, to the other 3, and we should all be watching our backs as we're going. That thing that's been following us, that we're trying to get that curse removed from, is still out there.
The surf
It's
Keep on going.
it ran away the last time last time it attacked rather than it being destroyed, so it's still out there.
Well, we should make sure we destroy such a foul beast. I destroyed over 50 of them in that battle.
Ugh.
I think the Holy Avenger likes that one.
Well, the problem with that is that it'll just stalk you and come back.
Oh, then I will fight it again and again, no matter how many times it must take.
Well,
Hopefully it'll
just
only be
once.
once.
Yes. Well, I, on the other hand, think that Tiki Tongue as well. On the other hand, I think we should just avoid it.
Not really a possibility.
It kind of knows where we are at all times.
Our mission is the Knolls, but if we're forced into a fight with it, I guess we'll have Zacharias' way. I'm Claudia, by the way. Zacharias, you're being boorish. Introduce yourself. Oh, yes, I am Sir Zacharias.
Yes, I think.
Well, pleasure to meet you. I don't know if Loki told you who we are or not, but
Yeah. Loki, I should point out, Loki, you know these two. Zacharias is a very, ever since he's got here, he's a very brash individual who takes a lot of pleasure in smiting the wretched creatures that plague this continent. Well, Claudia is more pragmatic, and she's kind of a natural-born leader, and rather things done with precision and eloquence.
Okay.
Well, Sigurd of the Titan's Arm, nice to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine. What were you saying, Sinbad?
I don't remember.
Ah,
I now remember. I think he was like, I don't know if Loki's told you about us, but I'm Sinbad, and that's Sabrina, Aiden, and Sigurd.
And who is the leader amongst you?
good question.
I only ask is how do we plan on taking this on?
I mean, I guess
There's so
I-
little we know about where we're going and what we're up against. We know that there's going to be a bunch of gnolls there. We know that there's going to be an extremely powerful enemy there. And we suspect that there's going to be some sort of source of them that we're going to have to get rid of.
yeah.
We're going to have to get rid of the source first. Otherwise, we're just going to be swarmed.
I only ask this because I think Zacharias just wants to burst in there and start fighting them. Are you adverse to such a strategy?
I think it'd be best if we can scout it out as best, or in some form, before we rush in.
In my
If we can
experience,
somehow...
in my experience, trying to do any sort of reconnaissance work or any sort of infiltration doesn't work. They always see you.
Well, that's why you need a vantage point, so they don't see you.
We've tried
Maybe we
that.
can try and be a bit smarter about it.
Right.
We got a few tricks up our sleeves for that, though we'd only have about an hour to recon, but I mean, I think it might be worth it.
These darker white, for lack of a better, these spots are like mountainous areas, right?
Yes.
Based on the fogginess, would this area still be able to view the chapel from?
It's close enough. You could, like, you can see the mountain often that, like, a tall object, a structure like that in the environment it kind of sticks out, and you think possibly being that close to the chapel, you could get there, but it would probably take a little more time than just, going there.
Mm-hmm.
Looking like
Then, yeah.
days.
Look.
That's 1, 2.
How tall
mountain.
is this vantage point?
It's
Or just by kind of, well,
it's a little smaller than this. Is more of a mountainous region. This is kind of like it's a mountain, but it's nothing compared to this one that kind of spans out in multiple hexes.
Yeah, then Loki would say, well, there is a possible way we can get advantage. There's a nearby mountain, but it'd take us longer to get to that mountain and then go to the chapel, so it runs a bit of a higher risk, but it'd be a good spot to scout it out, see what we can see of the chapel, and possibly formulate a plan from there.
I feel like that would be too far away, Loki. It would take us half a day to get to the chapel from that point, assuming that we have no issues climbing downwards.
That would only be an extra day added onto the travel. I wouldn't be opposed to it. And if we can get as much information as we can before going into this place, I think it's worth it. We could also, once we get there proper, once we get a little closer, try and do a bit of more direct reconnaissance. Kind of looks over to Sinbad. Maybe we could get Sebastian to go in there.
Yeah, that's closer to what I was thinking we could attempt.
If you've got your own reconnaissance methods, then easier would be better. I'm just suggesting the mountain because it's got at least the best vantage point we're likely going to get.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Well, you know me very well, Claudia. I would not be adverse to just kicking down the door and using our large numbers to overwhelm them.
I don't doubt their numbers are going to be far greater than ours.
They do not hold a fortified position this time. Well,
They...
on a grander scale, should I say, as the wall was.
They also potentially have a legendary beast there.
Ah, yes, that creature. I dream of the day of doing battle with such a fierce beast, and avenging my fallen comrades while I'm at it. I don't think we should fight that thing if we don't have to.
I mean,
Agreed.
didn't even Uriel say if we ran into that, we'd just... I mean, with the wall. It was an immediate retreat.
Well, that was at the wall. It doesn't have a fortified position anymore. If we're going to take it out, this would be the opportunity to do that.
Still, we mustn't be careless. If bursting down the front door happens to be a viable option, then we'll see soon. But if they've got possibly archers on the roof of the chapel or something like that, then bursting down their doors would just cause more injuries than necessary. We'll need information. That's our first priority, is to get information. Once we have information, we'll see how viable certain strategies are and go from there.
We'll need information about the inside. I don't think information about the outside will help us very much, much less taking a detour to get it.
I wouldn't be so sure. I mean, for all we know, as Uriel said, the inside might be infested with the undead. For all we know, they might be positioned almost entirely outside our target. That's whatever is allowing... whatever is... what's the word? Allowing more of them to come through might be... might be outside as well. If not, then we'll likely learn something else, just going through, looking at the chapel itself. Perhaps we could even learn something about its layout. Just looking at the outside.
I see it. What we should, at the very least, will chart a course that will get us somewhat close to the chapel. We'll see what we could see from its outsides from there. And if it looks like we need more information, then we'll make a decision there whether we divert towards the mountain to get a better vantage point or whether we head straight to the chapel itself. If we just head straight, we won't have to detour up until the point where we should be close enough to get a decent idea of what's happening there.
That's fair enough, I suppose.
Okay.
What do you think, Bree?
Huh?
Do you think that we'd get any useful information going a day out and climbing a mountain?
She just kind of waves her paw. It doesn't really matter to me.
All right, then.
All right. Which you all the two other guys. A natural 20 and a 16, I think, are going to make it with all the buffs they have.
Okay.
All right.
Nice. And the DM
question. This is a more out of character question. When they hit 0 hit points, do they have death saves or are they gone?
No, they're just dead.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Got it. To Jamie.
Yeah. They're not adventurers or sidekicks, so they're
right.
They're NPCs.
We'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay. Which way do you want to go?
I think we're doing this, then this.
Yeah, this sort of that way, but since we're only going 2, unless we go fast speed, we'll go on this and this.
All right.
I would say 2.
Yeah, I don't think we want to go.
Risking encounter.
So you begin trudging through the this new land where it just does not let up in terms of the visibility, where it's just where you could see farther out on the other side. It's just a white haze of fog just covering everything. You can make out the shapes and in the distance. You can barely make out the mountains, but yeah, it's a completely different atmosphere over here, and the cold is also. It's kind of weird how you could just take off the winter gear here and put it on. It just makes no difference. But the magic items you bear and the items the Expedition Society has patented still stave it off for you, and you're able to press forward. The deep, untouched snow of the ice. Actually, it's not untouched. You see several tracks kind of the knolls kind of scurrying all over the place. That is when, in the distance, you see several broken structures start appearing. Do you continue towards it?
Broken structures. What kind? Like wooden or stone?
It looks like a small hamlet, like just a very, very, very small village, but it's like it looks ruined. Like nothing's in a perfect shape. It's kind of like missing pieces to complete squares and pyramids.
Does it look like it was ruined recently, or is this a newer thing?
You'd have to get closer.
Right. Oh, okay.
Okay. And shoot, I forgot. Is it kind of getting towards the end of the day as we see this?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
That looks odd, but promising. We might be able to set up camp there. Just be on your guard.
Yeah, the Knolls might also be using this place as their own sort of camp, I imagine, as a possibility.
Perhaps.
Claudia says,
Yeah.
my thoughts exactly. And Zacharias says, my thoughts exactly.
Seems like everyone's on the same page.
If it's a camp we can clear out regardless, and it's some place to settle down for the night.
Is there any way we can check, Sigurd could check for signs of life from this distance?
You have to get I'll say you have to get a little bit closer, so you're maybe like about 50 feet from it instead of 100. But
Spyglass.
Spyglass.
I think even the spyglass isn't going to work here.
Yeah, with all the fog, might help with getting closer, but still.
Yeah. So do you want to get closer to it?
I feel like we should really be in our guard if we're going to approach this regardless, but
It's worth checking out. Might as well be on our guard, but
Yeah, everyone stay at the ready. The moment we see any sign of the enemy, be prepared to attack.
yeah, and move slowly. We can see if we can find anything before they see us.
Okay. So you get a little bit closer, and I'll let you do a perception check to study it a little bit more.
Okay.
Alrighty. Loki is
Marie,
good
did
at
you want to
these.
do that with this? Or yeah. The spyglass.
Does a spyglass do anything for me, or is it just my regular perception?
Oh,
You're not really looking anything really far away, so it would just be your regular perception.
Okay.
no.
We all want my +1. It'd be great.
17.
18.
Am I good to roll? Because I do get advantage.
Yeah, you can roll.
Okay.
It's got eyes on the front of the shield.
20.
no, mine's bad. 14.
Okay. You look at this. It is indeed a small little hamlet, and it appears the damage done to it is more due to time rather than a rampage or destruction. Several, like, just the roofs are missing. The houses are just kind of, they're all incomplete. You can see inside of them. There's not one that's kind of still fully intact. This may have been this may have been an act of destruction way back, but it doesn't look like this was recent or anything. You can see like the snow kind of covering everything to give you that idea that this is more these structures were lost in time. But it just kind of looks like a very small town. It does look like some null footprints, just because how plentiful they are. I won't have you do a check, but they kind of go through that place, but they're kind of going all over the place.
No absolute sign that they definitely went through here, but they've been everywhere around here. No absolute sign that they're here, but
I'll also have Loki and these two do survival checks.
oh boy.
Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, failed us.
Zacharias got a 15, and what he says is, those beasts usually attack head on. They're not one for waiting in ambush. If they were waiting for us, I think they would have attacked us by now.
I
Okay.
have to agree with him.
That's a very astute observation, Zacharias.
Well, to be fair, you have to know your enemy in order to be able to effectively fight them.
Yeah.
Let's keep our guard up anyways. But
Sinbad, just thinking on yesterday's conversation.
this
Or he's thinking
morning's
it too.
this morning's conversation.
So you just begin heading towards it?
Yeah, at least Loki's still going to be on his guard just in case. But yeah,
Same.
we're probably going to head on towards it.
That's where we find
Yeah.
out that there's 5 ferrets waiting for us there instead.
On guard, but yeah, let's go.
Okay, yeah, you begin advancing towards it, and it's just this it's a very open area. You can pretty much see into all the houses just because they're all broken and snow covers them. There's a tree in the middle of the town. It looks like there's maybe some stuff inside the houses, but you'd have to start delving in there a little deeper if you wanna check that out.
Loot everything.
The mind of a
rather-
protagonist.
What's your course
Rather
of action?
quaint. Rather quaint that even out here, the nature still finds some way to pull through, some way to survive.
Is it
So it's
worth
kinda looking at the
using
tree.
these as shelter over the magic? Assuming this is the end of the day.
Assuming you'd have to do something to these places because they're no means shelter.
Mm-hmm.
No ceilings, no walls.
Well, there's a ceiling, but like half of it's missing.
Mm.
Better than no ceiling.
Need something.
Possibly is like I imagine no, but it's like any of the material here. But then again, I don't know if anyone in the party could even work it, even
Well,
if
it's
it was
funny.
workable.
Still actually have the stuff from the old kit. I actually have a regular tent in here. I could just
Yeah.
try covering the missing piece of the roof.
Well, for the sake of a not really a shelter, but in terms of a tent, the tiny hut still counts as that.
Right, but I mean,
Who wants to risk exploding?
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I guess we're
We
gonna
don't
start
have-
investigating these structures.
Are you going
I think we
together?
can only move 1 tile a day, right?
2.
2.
We can move 2. Then we probably don't want to be looking to hole up here then.
Why?
This was the first tile, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Which tile is the gate?
No,
The
this
tiles-
was the second tile.
Yeah, you're
yeah,
on
we're
the
on
gate.
the second tile.
Okay.
I
So
guess-
this is like, this isn't much, but if we get ambushed in the middle of the night, we have cover at least.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
for tactical cover, this would be ideal.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're probably gonna go and look around and see if we can set it up here then.
Are you gonna just kind of go off and look for different things, or are you just all sticking together?
No, we're sticking together.
Absolutely not off all on our own. We know where the
Not in
ferrets
this
from.
place.
Sinbad's gonna go off by himself and start licking the snow. No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for now, at least until we're certain everything is secure, we're probably gonna stick together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just go through them systematically.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is gonna raise some red flags.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Where would you like to go?
Ah. Okay.
I mean, I guess it would be going clockwise, right? So we'd start like, well, I guess since we're at the bottom, it'd be like, yeah, working our way.
Yeah, you're technically
with the
right here.
structure first.
Yeah, you'd be like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if Mechagross is following you around.
Yeah.
It probably
Yes.
is. You know
I'd
what?
assume.
I mean, this. Let's go have a Sebastian come out.
Oh no.
Investigation.
You know,
Investigate. Oh,
Oh.
if you want him, here he is. Investigation.
Tiny.
He does the waddle as he's running around.
Oh my god.
yes, Sebastian. Go look in the buildings. He probably appears in like a little thundercloud as well. I'm sure.
Yeah, just. Bzz.
Oh.
Yeah, just kind of blanks.
It's like
And then he just
Investigation. Where is he going?
I think he'll go like to the buildings ahead of us.
All right.
So like he'll be doing the same thing as us. It's just he goes in first, and then we come in second.
Okay. He goes in the first one, and yeah, he appears again.
just pops back out in the doorway
All right.
to the first building.
All right, and then yeah, we just
Everyone stay close. Let's go.
So this
Let's
seems
look around.
this seems to be an old bar.
Hmm.
The
Does the architect? Oh,
the
Go
frost
ahead.
covers the tables, and there's just various stools broken there. There's no roof above your head. There's maybe like patchwork version of it, but the cold still creeps through.
does the architecture look familiar, or is it recognizable? I realize. Can I
Yeah.
consider like check the stonework?
Sure, you could add your proficiency to history if you don't already have history, and if you do have history, you can add expertise.
Okay, perfect. So history check with expertise.
Yeah.
Well, that's oh, why messed up the command. Ooh, 26.
Yeah, this is definitely the architecture of Havergal. Like the building Grimoire was held up in, and the various other places that, like even those little sheds that you came across, it seems to be the same kind of workmanship as those.
oh no, we're gonna run into Vulpix.
Same workmanship, same architecture as all the other Havergal structures. Very resistant to the cold. This must have been here for a long time.
Sebastian, is there a lack of suspicion in here?
He says, indignation. I don't know.
Indignation.
Okay, Sigurd's gonna step inside, shield raised.
All right.
That's around.
There are various, like there's a table, and on the other side, it's where presumably the barkeep was. There are several shattered glass shards you can see that haven't been covered by snow. You can assume were glasses. There are a few cupboards and drawers over to there's one right here, and there's a few behind the counter itself.
Sigurd's gonna try opening this cupboard first.
You're gonna open the cupboard, okay.
Yeah.
As you go over and go to open the cupboard, a bunch of mist sprays out
Oh,
in your face. It begins encompassing the whole area. And anyone on a break here see a even thicker
Oh.
cloud of fog appear.
Okay, back off. This is
Or actually,
trapped.
it's harmless. Like, you just can't see now.
What the?
So Sabrina's like standing here looking at it in her face. Does this look magical in any way, or is it just fog?
It looks like the spell Fog Cloud.
I don't like this.
I don't like it either.
Huh. Yeah, if there's
Um,
nothing. Oh. Go ahead.
Sinbad.
This is the part where he's like, make a strength saving throw.
Check.
Does a 21 hit you?
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Do a you take 15 damage and do a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
All right, let's do the damage first. And then a Constitution saving throw as he gets his throat ripped out from underneath him.
Hmm.
I don't like that, so I'm gonna re-roll it. Not with the re-roll, with Lucky.
I can't do anything to give you any boosts right now because I can't see you.
Don't worry, Lucky is better. See, natural 20.
Wow.
Gosh.
Okay. And does a 20 hit you?
Yeah.
That'll be another 15 points of damage and do another con save.
26. It's got a natural 19.
Okay. Let's all roll initiative.
Ah!
All right.
As you see,
Yeah.
or I guess you don't see anything. You know?
There might be lightning sparks.
We
in the
hear
cloud.
something.
Yeah.
19. Oh.
You might hear lightning sparks in the cloud and a small flash as he's just.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll give you the map, guys. Don't worry.
Oh, neat.
Okay.
Join me in suffering with the low rolls, Sonic.
I was about to grab my
19.
dice.
It's all over.
Well, partially.
With Sigurd's dex.
-1.
Okay, so I'm
Oh.
probably gonna win the speed.
You're
die.
going first.
Unfortunately, your knight friends got only a 3.
Oh. I got 15 in case anyone wants to trade out.
And
I guess depends on if you want one of us to dispel it like right away or not.
I mean,
It depends on how important you think that
can
is.
I air bubble this? I don't know if I can.
Well, you can air bubble wind. I don't know if you can air bubble fog.
Like, yeah, it's like, does it? I can also
I think
air
it's
bubble
magic.
precipitation. I don't know if it counts as that or not.
Oh. I mean, it is
'Cause it's
precipitation.
fog, so it's in that ugly gray zone.
Does the fog cloud say anything about like?
Well, it's fog. It's water in the air, just like rain
I know,
is.
but I'm,
Wind disperses it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Sinbad.
All right. Yeah.
You were
if
in fog.
if possible, I'll air bubble it. Again, I don't know if that's allowed or not.
What does that do? Like, what's the wording?
I'm like, the exact wording of the air bubble is, I guess it specifies rain. It says cause the rain.
Okay. Rain is not fog, and fog is not rain.
All right.
rip.
Well, I cannot see, so that's a great start. I suspect that it's next to me. I think the best thing I can do is probably just disengage and walk out of here.
Okay. Tell me your exact path too, if you're gonna plot a course.
Probably like this, just going to the tree.
Okay. You're good.
All right. And then get behind some semblance of cover.
Okay. Is that all you're gonna do?
Yeah, I think that, well, yeah, that's all I'm going to do for now. I'm going to save call lightning for later.
All right. Sigurd.
Okay, well, I imagine Sigurd heard the cries
Yeah.
outside.
There was also something in the drawer that you know is still there.
Oh, wait,
Like
yeah.
an object or a
creature.
creature?
A
A creature. Okay, you know what? Sigurd's gonna grab it.
All right. Do this at disadvantage. Well, we'll do it at.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just roll it normally. Oh, that's only 13.
It got 5. No, it got 13 as well. So let's re-roll just both of them.
Okay. Just flat D20 or re-roll
Yeah.
the check, the full
Disadvantage. You have disadvantage. It has advantage just because you can't see it.
Okay.
Yeah. It got a 13 this time.
17.
Okay, so you move around the little drawer, and eventually you grab hold of something that is very cold.
Oh. Okay. So that was one attack. Sigurd is going to, as a bonus action, activate the Boots of Speed.
All right.
And he's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I assume I can get there even with half movement for grappling.
Yeah. And the fog cloud follows it.
Ah, this piece of crap. Okay.
Oh, he has a fog aura. No, it's one of these guys.
So it just kind of encompasses everything here.
Sebastian can see again, guys.
Okay. Well,
He's like
Mm.
restoration.
I don't know if I would have. Whatever. I already committed. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and lay 2 attacks into this thing
All
while
right.
it's grabbed.
Yes, you have 3 attacks now, so yeah, that's viable.
Okay. That's a D209, not correct.
It will still be at disadvantage just because you can't see it, but it's the fog cloud is following.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Well, that's nat 1.
Okay.
Rip.
Ugh.
And
Oh my gosh.
okay, a 10.
Oh, so close. Sorry, you
Eh.
just miss it.
Cool.
But you guys are aware of this thing that he's holding.
All right. Well, is my movement halved actually for grabbing this thing? It does seem smaller.
It's small, so it's. I'll say it's not it's not halved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seeing that the fog has moved with him, he's going to, so that was 30, 40, 50, or no, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. He's going to move over here.
All right.
So he just dragged this guy across the map.
Centered on it.
All right, and that'll be his turn.
All right. It is actually not Aiden's turn. It's the now that they're exposed. From inside the houses, another fog cloud appears.
Hmm.
Oh no.
And they're gonna go. Actually, nothing else is gonna happen. Just that's gonna happen. And this one is going to frost breath you in the face. So make a deck save. Is it? Yep, a deck save.
Ugh. Dex 17.
Yeah, you pass. So you only take half of 2d4. It's 5, so it goes to 2, and it's cold damage. So I need you to do a frost check as well.
Man, I'm really rolling a frost check off 1 damage. Okay.
Out here, that's gonna be nasty.
Yep,
Well, I pass.
you're good. Now we go to Aiden.
Okay, no problem. I think what I'm gonna do. I'm just trying to figure out, is this little wall here? Because I can climb that pretty much, so.
Yeah.
Does that count as like difficult terrain then?
No, you climb, so you're good.
Alright.
You could also like go under the tree. That's kind of an alternate path.
30. And I mean, dang it, no, I wouldn't know that he has this.
You probably
Yeah,
would
no,
because
yeah, because he's
dragging
moving
it.
with the.
Yeah. He probably also would have called it out, like, they're here. Everyone get ready.
All right. In that case, he's got this thing grabbed. I might as well activate Holy Avenger and just try to bash this thing and shatter it.
Yeah. Almost just kind of, it doesn't dispel the fog, but it just kind of radiates from within it. You ignite the holy blade.
Oh no, it's turned into fog lights. You're not supposed to turn them on in the fog.
Uh-oh.
Is this still disadvantage or?
Yep.
Okay.
Unless you're using something that gives you advantage, then it. So you'd need like. So what are you getting here? Are you getting advantage somehow?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Then
I
it's
was just
disadvantage.
curious because
Would you be-
like it's being grappled, but no.
Would you be able to get here? Or yeah, he is. Or would is this a
You're in the
flanking
same
position?
space.
don't
I
know
guess
where
it's
they-
a flank. Yeah, so it'll just be a normal roll then.
All right. This is a bit weird too, because I think the only way I can miss this is if I actually get in that one.
Don't say
Well,
it.
well, just don't do that.
Well,
Well, there you go.
Oh,
That's the other one.
I think it's obliterated in.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be obliterated because that's too much damage.
But I need you and Sigurd to do a dexterity saving throw.
oh,
Oh, great. These are ice rubber tarpers.
3.
Parser, you are being really slow today. What's going on? 18.
You are both going to take. Oh, no. Sigurd will take 4 slashing damage, and you will take 2, Aiden. As this thing just bursts into shrapnel.
Ow.
Okay.
And the fog is dispelled.
Okay. Lastly, I'm going to start moving back towards Sinbad because we already know what's going on. And that'll be everything.
All right. It is not your turn, Sabrina.
Good, because I'm still trying to decide what I'm gonna do.
Make a. What is this? Make a wisdom saving throw, Sinbad.
Whee!
Fire, you here?
Yeah, I am. I'm making the wisdom save. Do not worry. There is no modifier. Okay, I was right.
Oh no.
I don't like that, so I'm gonna make it not that.
Okay.
14.
14.
I can't do anything to help him. I can't see him.
Yeah.
Okay. Both your current and maximum hit points are halved. Sabrina.
All right. She's gonna cast see invisibility on herself.
Okay.
Hope I didn't waste a second level spell slot.
All right. Right now you don't see it yet. Because it might be
In the cloud.
yeah. You can't see into the cloud. That's the problem. All right.
All right. She's gonna move there, and that's her
Reach off
turn.
your skin.
All right. Loki.
Okay. All right. This is a tricky one. Well, actually, it probably wouldn't be useful. I was about to say, Sinbad, do you mind getting fairy fire? But I don't think it's a good option right now either way.
I could do that to myself.
He would straight up die.
Actually, yeah, I'm probably for the best that yeah. Okay, Loki's gonna go over here, and he is going to use Dispel Magic on this fog cloud.
All right. It Yeah, okay, yeah, you're good. It disappears.
Something wants a counter spell.
You see that one. And Sabrina, only you and only you. Just wait, there's an experimental way to do this. Do you see it?
Owlbear update.
Do you see it, Quill?
Nope. I don't think so. Wiggle it around a little bit. Maybe it's blending in with everything.
Do you see it now?
Okay, now I see it. Yeah.
Does anyone else see it?
No.
No.
Cool. This is really cool.
Okay.
Hmm.
I was not aware this was something a
Cool.
DM could do.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell me about that later.
All right. All right. Yeah, you see it stalking your brother right now as Loki dispels the magic.
Oh, you're dead.
All right. Anything else you want to do, Loki?
See, I think Loki's probably going to. Let's see, I only used like 10. I was like right here, 15 feet. Loki's probably gonna go over here to use this as cover just in case, but that'll be his turn.
Okay. Sinbad.
At the end. Oh, this is a legendary action, probably.
Mm-hmm. What is your
It keeps getting stronger.
a sacred sword?
Oh.
Oh, I don't
Uh,
think that cares about your AC.
21.
Yeah, that
hit?
still hits.
You're gonna take 19 slashing damage.
Can I make that? It's too late now.
Slashing damage.
Did you count the cloak? I don't know if it canceled out the disadvantage.
Oh, that's right. Well, it would be 16 if I were to use the other one. Would 16 hit you?
I can shield that.
I'm just gonna re-roll it in that case.
Yeah.
Yeah. It got a 29 to hit.
It gets better.
Gosh.
Well, all right.
Yeah. There's nothing I can do against that.
19 damage, my friend.
All right. Sinbad goes down.
Okay.
That was
And-
my exact HP count.
Okay, that's concerning.
At this point, you all know it's. You can all see it, but it is still invisible.
Oh, okay. That's what you mean.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but Sinbad goes down. And you know its position now, as it used a legendary action to do that. All right. Let's go on to Zacharias and them. They're going, as they can kind of see it now, they're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, they can both make it. And is this what you wish for them to do? I'm just gonna have them attack it with disadvantage. If there's anything else you want them to do,
Lay on hands and bad.
they don't
They
have land
can't
hands.
do that. Claudia using her aura, I think, would be useful here for
Okay.
Zacharias to hit.
Yeah.
The other option is potentially her.
Also, it helps me on
moving-
my saves.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
fair.
All right.
Yeah.
Claudia will pop leadership, and she'll hand it over to. Do you want her
It's,
to give
it's
it?
an aura on the stat block normally.
Yeah. Yeah. Only one creature can benefit it per turn. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Um,
So
So it's just a thing you do.
What?
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
There's special non-house can see you can make a.
That's such a weird way to describe
Is
it.
this a
Yeah.
stat block we should be able to see right now?
Night. It's night.
No, it's. I
The
can.
only
I can pull
person
it
who
up.
should
I can
care about
copy
it
the
is
link.
me.
Yeah. Yeah, but Zacharias is gonna make 2 attacks at disadvantage, but he's gonna add a D4.
Okay. It's a weird way of wording it. I can't tell if it's an aura or if it's on specifically on a target.
As he uses +5, that'll be 16 before the bless sort of thing. And yeah, it'll hit the AC. Exactly, yeah. The
Yo.
first one gets it.
Yeah, it's
Yo.
just for the next minute. You can essentially pass Bardic Inspiration whenever someone else makes a check for free.
Yeah. So he's
Okay.
going to roll 2d6. That's a 5. That's a 4.
Right, I can
Ooh.
hear and understand.
And that'll be 7 points of... No, 5 and 4 I got. So that's 9 plus 3. It'll be 12 points of damage. Alright, 12 points of damage. And he's going to go in for another attack. I don't think he gets it at this one. That's cocked. Oh, wow. He got it again. It was a 17 and a 19, so...
Nice.
7 plus 3 is 10, so a total of 22 points of damage to the invisible monstrosity. Alright. Jean Pao is going to attack Sinbad with a sacred sword.
Hmm.
15.
Isn't shield still up?
Oh,
Or
it
no,
would
it's
be.
not. It never was.
Or it never was.
It never
Wait.
it never got cast.
Yeah, because you re-rolled it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's 2 death saves.
No, because Bree's going to project her ward.
Oh, okay. So none.
Hey,
How much damage?
It did, it would do... Oh, I still have to do the damage, right.
It's like, oh, I have to roll dice now.
It'll be 19.
Okay. Ward blocks that pretty handily.
Alright, so you take no death saves then. Alright, Sinbad, it's your turn. Do a death saving throw.
All right. I can probably risk the first one of these. 19.
oh, so close.
Alright, you're good. It's going to attack you again. It'll be 23.
I'm like, well, yeah, I
Yeah.
think that would hit anyone here.
19 points of damage. So unless that's going to be blocked somehow, it's 2 death saves.
All right. We got 1 success and 2 failures.
Yep.
Okay,
Alright.
then.
Sigurd.
Well, all right then. uh, let's see. Sigurd is gonna move.
Oh, wait.
What?
Does Sebastian still get a turn?
Oh, yeah, you could still move Sebastian if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Intervention.
I think he only has 20 feet of movement, though.
Oh, no.
Tiny little lizard.
No intervention.
No
Maybe
intervention.
check. I might be wrong, so don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's the lizard, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be a lizard.
Because I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no intervention.
Okay, but he's making his way downtown. All right. Yeah, now Sigurd.
Walking fast. All right, Sigurd. It's gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 25, 30, 40. Yeah, I've got the movement for that. So he's gonna do that. Yeah. I think he's just gonna drop a greater healing potion.
Into Sinbad.
Into Sinbad.
Yeah. You
Do we get a greater healing or a superior healing from that? From the
Greater.
greater.
flames. Okay, got it.
All right.
Okay.
That's 20.
You're back up on your feet, Sinbad. Well, not really back up on your feet, but not bleeding out.
Guys, my maximum
Uh,
is 30.
Oh crap!
this is a situation.
Actually, that's wrong. Look at 3 max. Ugh.
I don't even get a turn this round still. That's the best part.
I'm gonna action surge.
Okay.
Bonus action, or well, actually, I'll do that in a bit. I'm gonna action surge. I'm gonna, let's see. This guy is still invisible to us right now, right?
Yeah, you know he's there, but he's invisible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Claudia can give you a dice.
Yeah.
If you want it.
Oh my god. Okay. Good lord. He's gonna try and he's just gonna try and lay 2 into this guy.
All right. Claudia will utter some tactical advice for you as you go in, so you can get a D4 on your first attack.
Okay, so that is 12, 2. That's a 3 plus 8, so that's not, no. That's an 11.
Oof. Okay. Well, you have 2 more.
That is a 15.
A 15 won't hit.
Okay. And third action, he's going to grapple Sinbad.
Okay.
Is
Probably-
Sinbad going to resist?
No.
Okay, cool. And he's going to use some of his remaining movement to push Sinbad down here, move here. Can he use some of his remaining movement to stand Sinbad back up, basically, forcibly?
Sure, I'll let you do it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
And I'm going to bonus action Giant Smite.
All right.
Just to be more in the way.
It's going to use a legendary action to hide. Sabrina, you still see it because it's not heavily obscured to you.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Will that be contested with anything, or is that just entirely?
It
Just does it.
It's contested by passive perception.
Hmm.
What are your...
Okay. Loki's passive perception is 19.
Okay, and what's yours, Sigurd?
21.
21. It's still got better. Its dex is really
Darn.
Okay.
I hoped.
You're looking for what is it? You'd be looking to beat 25.
Oh, geez, yeah. No. Rolling would be the only way.
Okay,
All right.
that was its legendary action. But Sabrina still knows where it is.
Well, it hasn't moved because
They're gonna do that. All right. It did something. And Aiden, it's your turn.
Okay. I think my goal is... Dude, okay. I'll at least try to deal with this guy. And then potentially move back if I have to. So let's put 2 swings into him.
Okay.
That's 25.
All right. Roll damage.
Ridiculous amount, no. 31 total.
Make a dex save.
Okay, yep. I'm fine with this. 14.
You pass, so you will take only 2 points of cold damage and do a frost check. Or no, it's not. It's shrapnel, so you don't take anything.
Okay.
It's just slashing damage.
Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and use dash in order to get back to Sinbad, and I'm gonna.
What's the path you take?
Okay, that is important. It would have been from here-ish, like here.
You stop right there because you bump into something.
Oh, bump into something.
Yeah.
Like I
Well,
can't.
hey,
get
you
past
still got
here.
your second attack.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah, is this Fire Emblem where when you bump into something, you just lose your turn?
No,
Mecharos come back around. If Mecharos can make it there.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling I know what this is, so I'm going to go ahead and just take another swing at this area.
Which tile specifically?
I'm going to aim here.
Okay. Yeah, make an attack roll at disadvantage.
That is a... Wow, even with an 8, that's still a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
$32 points of damage.
All right, still invisible, but you do 32 points of damage to it.
Huzzah.
It's kind of revealed now that you hit it. Well, not revealed, but you know where it is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's my turn then.
All right. It's going to use its movement to go there with a legendary action.
Okay.
All right. And then it's its turn. And it's going to lay 2 attacks into Sinbad, 2 throat chops.
Well, he's also got disadvantage. Or is it canceled out? Question mark?
Oh, yeah, it would be canceled out. It'd just be a straight roll, wouldn't it?
Straight roll.
I got that would be 16 with the first one.
If needed,
Oh.
I can also have Mechagross deflect that. But
I would probably recommend that.
hey,
Well, not deflecting the 16. I think me shielding is the best choice here, but for
Okay.
something nastier.
All right.
You can deflect the next.
All right, so that misses.
I'd deflect. Yeah, I shield.
All right, so then it's going to go for another one, and this will be disadvantage
Yep.
because of the cloak. But he's advantage because he's unseen. So it's straight
what
roll.
do you-
Yeah,
then
so it's just straight
disadvantage.
still.
Wait, are we not doing the stacking?
Yeah,
Or-
okay, so you're going to add another disadvantage?
Yeah, because Mechagross is going to try to... Wait, no, I can't do that. I can't see it. The fine prints.
So just a straight roll. Let's use this dice. That is a 28.
I'm going to use lucky again and say that's disadvantage.
Okay. Okay, that's a 16 again.
All right.
Oh,
And because I used shield, I'm gonna fly away.
Okay. Did you join up with
Can I get in the tree?
Reunion? If you go... Okay, here's what I'll let you do. You could get in the tree. You'll land on this bough here, but you'll have to do an acrobatics check, and if you flub it, you'll fall and take damage.
It's worth it. I don't want to be on the floor. Acrobatics. 21.
nice.
You are 10 feet in the bough of the tree now.
All right.
All right. Then
Oh, we got rid of the height counter thingy.
I think so. I might have.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. All right. So, yes, it can't take a legendary action after its turn. So, Sabrina.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's going to say, all right, Buster, I'm sick and tired of this. And she's going to cast Mental Prison using Flare Witch on Shin Pao.
All right. What does that do?
It's an intelligence save.
I think it failed because I got. Yeah, it's a straight roll, and I got 10.
All right. It takes 5d10 fire damage, and if it makes an attack through the mental barrier that I put around it or moves outside of it, it takes 10d10 fire damage.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow.
So roll your damage for the initial thing, and it's going to be doubled because it's weak to that.
All right. 35, so
7.
70 fire damage.
That was so juicy roll.
Okay.
Weak to fire.
Okay. So and then it's like trapped in a AOE, or is this like a dimensional?
It's a mental prison that is basically only it can see. It's a prison in its own mind. It's an illusion spell. So,
Okay.
You want me to pull it up?
No,
quick.
that's just
He's here.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep. He's in a prison now. Okay, not knowing any better, he's probably going to try and use his... So he could just walk out of it, but he has to do a check and he'll take damage?
No, if he moves out, he just takes the damage.
Okay, he's going to use a legendary action to move half his movement.
All right.
So he moved out.
All right. 100 fire damage.
Oh my
oh
god.
my fudge!
There we go.
It is extremely bloodied.
Yeah.
I'm in a tree.
And it's going to climb the tree.
Oh.
As a
Look at
climbing
all of
space.
our climbing friends here.
All right.
Aiden, get up
Punch
here. You're missing out.
All right. So it's Loki's turn.
All right. Well, I'm not let it do anything to Sinbad. Loki's gonna go over here. He is going to flex the Ashen Scepter, and he is going to cast Flame Strike on Chien Pao.
Do you have
Well,
to see it?
Nope, it is just
No,
a
it's
point.
AoE.
Well, yeah, it is just a point I choose, not a point I need to see. And it's an AoE.
Okay.
I think I can position this. Let me see if it's a sphere or a cube. I think it's a
It is
sphere.
a 10-foot radius, 40 feet high cylinder. So
Don't
a sphere
blow
that's 10
don't-
feet.
Don't blow me up. That's the hope.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I can hit Chien Pao without hitting Sinbad.
Okay. And it makes a save.
Yeah, it needs to make a DC 19 Dexterity saving throw.
I got it at 20, so it's gonna pass. But what's the damage?
It's still half as much as it's successful. So it will be, and this I'll have to roll these separate because they matter.
No, I don't think it's not. It's gonna matter.
Oh, well.
Damage.
He has 1 HP.
Okay, 14 fire damage and 15 radiant damage.
So I have good news, guys. This ferret's no longer your problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
As you light it up, Loki, you see just its image appear amongst the flames, like as it kind of gets engulfed by this radiant fire energy. You could just see it like like an invisible person in water, where it's just displacing the fire as the flames wash over it, and you see the two swords just clatter to the ground.
Oh. All right.
Loki takes a
If
breath and
that's
says, "Thank you, Ashen Scepter."
You better hold on tight to that sucker. Do you know what you've done?
I took out that thing that was attacking you.
Yeah. You're next.
It doesn't stay down.
It'll be back and it'll be after you, but it doesn't really matter. We're gonna get into that temple and we're gonna dispel this curse once and for all.
Sigurd is gonna go ahead and collect the swords.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we're heading to the temple, so it being against me doesn't really matter.
And if it does go after you, we'll just we'll if we can't get that curse removed in time, we'll just we'll be here to protect you for it or from it.
Thank you.
Same as everything else. Yeah, he's gonna collect the swords. Maybe help Sinbad down.
yeah. Sinbad's kind of beat up too.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing we're resting soon.
Well, that wasn't too difficult.
Yeah. Well, thanks to Bree, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Granted, it was only after Sinbad.
Well, we are planning to hunker down for the night, correct? Yes, perhaps we should find the one of these structures that's in the best condition and park there for the night.
Mm-hmm. Just keep an eye out those Cryogonal. There may be stragglers if they stay together after this thing goes.
They seem to be more coordinated on this side of the wall, which concerns me.
So they've been getting more coordinated in general.
Yeah, it tells me that Krya is getting stronger.
Leave at the very least. It should be
Oh.
safe from we should be able to investigate separately now.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a bit safer, so let's search for what we can here and try and find a sound structure.
So, yeah, you can go through each of these houses, and there's more off-screen too, but you eventually find one that's... It's by no means like a shelter to fill the criteria of being a, like, one where you'll get the full benefits of a long rest, but it's just kind of good enough, but that's what you got. Unless you have any other ideas of what to do here.
Make a Ashen Scepter fire.
Promise when I'm thinking of would take too long. Because we need to like chop down these dead trees and see what we can do with that.
We got a couple workers. Maybe we'd be able to fortify the shelter a bit more.
That... You know how long it takes construction takes on houses.
Yeah. I was just hopeful thinking.
That's why I was saying, yeah, that's not going to work. So unfortunately, I got nothing.
All right.
Yeah. Is there anything you wish to do for a activity for the nighttime?
Sigurd is going to finish reading the Manual of Bodily Health.
Okay, so Sigurd's reading. Any of you doing anything else?
I'm like, I can't think of anything that won't get confiscated.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
I'd recommend searching the area.
Loki's probably going to scavenge for like food or something around in the area.
Do we actually scavenge the buildings themselves?
Sure, yeah, you could do that. It'll just be a survival check, and the more survival checks you pass, the more I'll add investigation. Yeah, investigation and survival. And if you're just going through the buildings,
Right.
then the more passes you get regarding those. But if you're doing something different, like Sigurd can't do it because he's reading books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can Sebastian help me?
He's not proficient in it, so no. I guess if you mean help in the sense he can look around too, then yeah, you could roll him.
Ugh.
And
All right, guys. Sebastian will save us. He'll get a nat 20.
You're trying to get over a 20 here. 20 or over, or 18 or
Oh.
over.
Oh,
dang it, do I
look at him. He's so strong.
spend the fight? Well,
Look at
you know,
this.
those are long
Sebastian
rests
has
all night.
outdone us all. It's all on the floor.
Yes.
Dang
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Sebastian is the greatest of us all.
I don't feel comfortable spending a flash genius on that because that's long rest specific.
Yeah, that's one of those things that won't come back.
Alright, well, I guess Sabrina's just rummaging around haphazardly all on her own then.
Yeah, you don't find anything. You don't really find anything of use. It's all ruined and it's all just kind of rotted away.
Ugh.
And
Thank you.
Sebastian comes back with a potion vial that's empty. He just says desperation.
Well, it could be worse. We could have had that luck during the fight.
He just kind of puts the potion away, and I guess he just says, "I don't think there's anything here, Loki."
Unfortunate.
Maybe the Knolls already got everything.
If I may ask, why were you butting heads so passionately with Commander Uriel about that tower?
Me or
No,
her?
her.
She looks up and says, I just want to learn the secrets of the universe is all.
You know that is forbidden, right?
Why is it forbidden?
Because that's what the sorcerers of old used to conquer the world and set it into oppression. I mean, Uriel explained it to you.
You do realize that's a logical fallacy, don't you?
Yes, but that magic was removed from the world for a reason. Just this one kind of went under the radar. Maybe we're a little complacent in dealing with it over all this time. It's just the ice continent's a very harsh environment.
You don't understand what you're throwing away by destroying it. We could learn so much from it. We could find a link with how mystery dungeons work with this world. You know how dangerous they are, right?
Sinbad just kind of like puts his foot on the ground for like emphasis.
Well,
Kind of like we're in one.
it's not our decision to make.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about because there's an entire organization that is completely dedicated to studying them.
Hmm.
You know, the MDRA,
Yes,
one
Mr.
with complete monopoly on every single spellcaster in the world, who, if it just so decided, it could just say, we're not going to follow the edicts anymore. We've been tricking you this whole time. And then you would have no magical resistance against them.
Did you not realize if you go and do what you want to do, you will become a malfeasant mage? Which means both the MDRA and the Hallowed Flames will be against you.
She looks down and sighs. It's not fair. I'm being made a villain because of something that happened thousands of years ago. Just because of
Yeah.
what someone else has decided that my life should be.
That's the thing. The decision that was made was not made by any living person. That's my problem with this.
Hmm.
The nations of the world didn't decide what to do with this or think of what's best. Someone trying to take out Nero made that decision. And now we are fighting Nero.
Well, once the clergy, our ancestors, took out the sorcerer lords, they came to an accord, which are the edicts. Back then, it benefited both the mages, who had nothing to do with the sorcerer lords, and the clergy. And these edicts have been strictly followed since then.
You know what that made my childhood? Ever had stability? A permanent roof over your head? We've never known that. We will never know that.
Yeah, imagine if you had to run all around the world hiding just because of what you believed, because of your faith. What if it had been the other way around?
Well, like, if I may interject, like I said, we don't make that call. That's just the way things are.
And that's your problem! You're following it blindly. You're not thinking for yourself.
Well, what would you have us do? Rebel against it?
No, I have stated many times before that it needs reform. Not abolition, reform.
Well,
It's using antiquated methods that need to be updated for a modern time.
Well,
There is, to be fair, we can't do anything about it, but I do believe in some ways there are arguments to be made about the edicts in these modern times, though arguing about it and rebelling against it here is a pointless action. We of the Hallowed Flames follow it, but we have no control over it. The best way, if you truly believe the edicts need to be reformed, then the best way to go about doing that is to appeal to the hearts of the governments of the world, to give them reason to believe that the edicts need to be reformed, to show them the edicts need to be reformed.
well, what do you?
We could do nothing.
Are you
Though-
sure about that? What do you think? Not what does the Hallowed Flames think? He kind of looks to all Claudia, Zacharias, and Loki. What are not the Hallowed Flames' opinion? What's your opinion on the matter? What are your thoughts?
personally, I think I think they they are there are some articles that some may seem as unfair, but at the same time they're for protection. As mages, whether you like it or not, are capable of very potent and dangerous spells if not disciplined. And we rely on the MDRA to instill that knowledge and control into the mages born today. That being said, yes, I feel for you if you had to. Why might I ask? Did you have to travel your whole life?
To avoid them. Because at any given moment, the MDRA had the right to take us away and take us from everything we know. It is my responsibility as a Ninetales to learn my powers and my capabilities. We are well aware of this fact. The MDRA does not have to be the sole source of learning. The fact that they are means that anyone who chooses to learn without them, they can declare malfeasant and remove. We know of mages who have had this happen to them. The MDRA does not share power. It doesn't
That's
want
right.
any
If they
other power.
It's true. If they run into someone who has power within their ranks that they want, they'll just call them a Maleficent, kick them out, and then take what they've learned for themselves.
They would need a reason to, though.
That doesn't matter, because everyone will listen to what the MDRA says instead of a single student.
Do you have any examples of where they have lied about such a thing?
More than likely they do. Otherwise, the sword would have reacted to what they're saying.
Well, tell me.
And how do we know that you're not just going to attack whoever we bring up? Because they've been called a Maleficent.
Because the MDRA reports any malfeasance.
And you'll just take it at their word.
Yes, we take it at their word, but that's just how it's gotta be based on trust to some degree.
Then you'll get nothing from me.
Very well.
If you're not going to give those who are accused of a crime a fair trial, then you don't deserve to take them into custody.
Well, we do that once we capture them. You think we just kill them on sight? Yes, I know Loki had a mission, but that's one you reported. And the severity of that one was necromantic magic being used in a malicious way.
And he lives on.
Yes, he lives on, but his operation is... Well, I have faith in the flame that we'll deal with him sooner or later.
You will have to.
There's not really much of a choice there.
We've already met him afterwards.
I pose a question. What if he decides to go to the tower?
Well, then you should probably have someone there to kick him out.
You're missing the bigger picture here. This is why we want it gone.
Well, let me propose this to you then. Let's say there is something like, I don't know, she looks kind of at the Ashen Scepter that Loki's holding. Something like that. And let's say that there's someone that wants to collect a whole bunch of artifacts like that one in order to do, who knows what else. Maybe she just wants to keep it for herself. Maybe she just wants to, I don't know, make sure no one else can use them. Maybe she's going to wish for world domination. No one knows. Wouldn't it be better to destroy that? Shouldn't we just destroy the Ashen Scepter then, by your logic? After all, if it's destroyed, she can't use it.
The difference is
There is no difference here.
that is arcane magic. Well, this is magic of
Ar-
our faith, or this is power of our
you
faith.
don't know what you just stepped on, Claudia. You don't know what you just stepped on. And she pulls out her stack of papers and slams them on the ground in front of her.
Aiden's gonna take the opportunity to sort of just scooch away from the group.
And she shuffles through them, pulls out one piece of paper and shoves it in her face and says, "See this formula right here? It's all the same, Claudia. Arcane magic, divine magic, primordial magic, it all stems from the same thing. And that's Enigma energy."
It's true. Our rituals and your rituals, as far as this continent's concerned, are the same thing. It will disrupt either one equally in measure, equally in latitude. It doesn't matter. The other thing is, I know that they're meant to protect us from arcane mages who have turned. I know some personally, but you can't tell me that there was never a malfeasant clergy.
Well, you see, our clergy, the Hallowed Flame, doesn't normally do what we are doing right now. It is merely because these lands there's no laws on them, really.
And if there's no laws, what says that the edicts have to be followed here?
Well, that's a gray area. I don't think I'm qualified to answer.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I understand your frustration, but as far as that tower is concerned, it is just a mess that was failed to be cleaned up.
Just like all of the artifacts of Havarigal.
Well,
I will say one thing. I don't think because it's arcane magic is exactly a good argument either way. Because someone could have just denied me coming to the Hallowed Flames because I'm just a Zorua.
Yeah, technically speaking, would you not be born with Enigma energy? Your species able to disguise itself?
Well, that's not necessarily how Enigma energy works, and she pulls out a few more pieces of paper.
He's like,
and she's
you
like,
can dispel the magic a Zorua puts upon itself. Yes or no, Bree?
Well, I haven't really looked into how that works. And she says, "Loki, how does that work? Is that just some sort of innate magic-like ability, or is that an actual spell that's being cast?"
I haven't...
Right, you probably haven't done that because of your beliefs, have you?
But that's not, prejudice is not written into law.
Then why do you abide by it so strongly?
Because it is the law. Yes, we follow it because it's the way things work. You can't sooner write into law you think you have the right to kill another Pokemon. Well,
Since when have I wanted to do that?
But that's what I'm saying. We can't go to the air continent to just kill anyone who we think is bad.
Well, here's the other
So why
thing.
is it different with knowledge? Why can you just destroy knowledge that you think is bad?
Because knowledge is knowledge. Pokemon are Pokemon.
The other thing is, not everything in that tower is against the edicts.
That is true, but it holds very powerful old magic.
Tell you what. We get to this tower. We inspect what's there. We find something that is too powerful. We talk it out. And if we agree that it's too powerful, something like, oh, I don't know, Ray's graveyard, then yeah, we'll destroy it. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, you've already been expressing interest in the Spellforge,
Of course I have.
which is one of the forbidden magics.
Where? Where in the edicts does it say it?
Where is it? For the enchantment one. Enterprise.
If you're talking about malediction, it does not say that in there. Malediction is just based on agreed upon destructive sorts of things like what we've discussed already, necromancy, that sort of stuff.
Yes,
Stuff
but
that goes against. But the Spellforge doesn't do that. The
it doesn't.
Spellforge is a blank slate.
Yes, but it's capable of amplifying those magics.
Do you know what else is capable of great destruction? She once again points to the Ashen Scepter.
Look, I was just curious, that's all. There seems to be going nowhere, but I just caution you to maybe give up your ambitions of going there because we might be enemies.
How about this? You open your mind a little bit.
In what regard? Letting you go play with powerful spells that you have no idea how to control?
Who says it would be powerful? What if all I want to do is create an abjuration spell that would cancel out the effects that we've been experiencing with our rituals? You know of absorb elements, you know of shield, those sorts of things. They're very low-level magic spells. They don't really hurt anything. As a matter of fact, with the spell that I have got in mind, this wouldn't do anything like that. In fact, it would only be an abjuration spell, and it would stop all of these magic surges. Name one instance that you can think of in which that would be a bad thing.
Do you have any idea how the Spellforge works or any of the intricacies of how it works?
Do you?
No, I don't. And that's why I wouldn't fool around with it.
Well, you're also afraid of arcane magic. Meanwhile,
Well-
I've studied it my entire life.
I guess I should more propose everything has to be done for the first time. There had to have been a first Pokemon to brave talking to Reshiram, was there not? There had to have been a founder, someone who was brave enough to do what was never done before.
Oh yeah, so that was Paladin Tobias.
Exactly. If
Wait,
Tobias was forbidden from speaking to legends, then none of the goodwill of the Hallowed Flames or any other clergy would exist. Though also keep in mind that there haven't always been good clergies. I don't believe the followers
Tobias.
of dark matter, for example.
Yes, Tobias. Paladin Tobias was the first paladin of the Hallowed Flame.
Sigurd just kind of opens up his journal as he just starts kind of flipping through the pages. Continue.
There were followers of dark matter, if I recall right, leading up to its assault on the world. That was belief in a higher power. That is where I believe powers of clergies come from, is faith in those higher powers, and they wreaked havoc on the world. Everything goes both ways.
There was an agreement that all those towers of the old sorcerer lords would be destroyed and erected once more to abide by the agreement between the clergy and the mages. And that one over there snuck under the rug due to the nature of the ice continent.
Well, if you're going to be so stiff-necked about it, let's move on to a different but relevant topic. Again, I mentioned back before that there could be a war because of this. Do you remember that?
The MDRA would not dare start a war with us.
Oh, would they? Because you know what they want us to do?
What's that?
They want us to go in there and secure it.
This is probably where everyone just looks at Bree.
And who gave you this?
The MDRA, of course.
No, names. Who?
Let's see here. Well, I don't know if it's really safe to give you a singular name. For all we know, this individual could simply be going by what it was told to do, which I wouldn't be surprised if that would be the case. After all, I don't think anyone really knows what the higher-ups are doing in the MDRA.
Yes, but someone told you this, correct?
Right, and I am assuming you don't want to get me killed, do you?
I don't want to get. I don't want you
we
to
don't
get killed,
know
but who is
who-
plotting to go in there?
We don't know who issued the order. We only know the messenger.
And you know the old saying, don't shoot the messenger.
How far are you away, Aiden?
He would have gone off a decent distance because he was trying to just tune things out, and he's like nervously working on Mechagross.
I'm like, I mean, if what Sinbad said triggered it, Sinbad genuinely does believe that someone told Waffles to tell us that.
That's splitting hairs there. Waffles told you directly.
Yeah, I don't know if she's in charge or not. I thought that's
But-
my point.
I will. Did you go far enough away from this conversation, Aiden? You said you did move away, but like, how far away did you go?
He still would have been within earshot as the thing, but mostly like waiting for people to stop yelling.
Sword is gonna explode.
Sinbad is lying, Sir Aiden. She told him she wanted them to go. Go over there, so I may cast my aura.
Please not do this right now. I'd really rather not be dealing with that whole argument.
That I do.
Aiden. Oh man.
Aiden is Aiden showing his telltale signs of anxiety from the sword.
You're more
Yes.
engaged in this conversation, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
He is.
everyone is. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Sigurd looks up from his because he kind of set down the manual of bodily health, picked up his journal, and starts like sifting through that for a moment before leading on a page, kind of tapping a claw to it. What species was Tobias? Do the stories know?
Yes.
Were they a Scovillin?
No, he was actually he was a Haxorus.
Haxorus.
I thought I'd heard the
Hmm.
name before, but I guess it was just coincidence.
Coincidental. Continue. Picks up the
What do you do, Aiden?
if he's still reading the manual of bodily health. But just kind of listening into this conversation with a frown. If I may, Uh, hmm. I suppose the knowledge of who the messenger is might be useful, but I doubt you'd be able to get access to them anyways. I think
Well,
the more immediate knowledge, or the fact that the MDRA is trying to do such a thing to begin with, is far more important.
in light of this, I have many questions now that you've brought this up.
All right.
Hmm? Go
Like,
ahead.
who?
Although, let me get one more thing out there before I forget about it, because I probably will. They believe that it's their heritage.
Yes, of course they do.
Anyway, continue.
Well,
All I want to know is
I suppose it's
who and where.
This is the part where I'm racking my brain of like how much of. I think only Bree had that discussion with Grimoire, so I don't think I'd know about that.
Yes, I think it was only Grimoire talking about the tower.
Yeah, I know that she and Bree had a discussion like with the tower, but it's like as far as Sinbad's concerned, the I don't think he's aware that Bree is trying to take the tower for themselves. Am I wrong
So
in
you're just
thinking
gonna-
that?
Well, it wasn't Grimoire that told Bree that. That was Waffles.
No. Yeah, I know.
What he's saying
Then
is he doesn't.
Sinbad would probably he would probably say on the MDRA has a store on this continent, right?
Yes, it was in Calder. What is Aiden doing, by the way?
He's
Good question.
for
The sword
yeah.
wants you to go over to the conversation.
I know what happens if I don't.
It's all right, man. We understand.
no to you.
Yeah, no. Aiden's probably gonna walk up and try to motion for any of the party, just awkwardly pointing at the sword.
I don't think Sinbad's gonna be in a position where his passive perception of 11's gonna get that.
What about 19? Does that do it, DM?
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
All right. She glances over and she's like, "Oh, all right. We better not upset it."
Well, you haven't answered my question
Upset
yet.
what?
My answer is that it would be better, instead of focusing on a single individual, to launch an entire investigation of the entire MDRA, including but not limited to the highest levels of its hierarchy.
Well, you do know how suspicious you are sounding now.
Of course I do. I just don't want to backstab anyone any more than I already have.
Well,
It's not easy for me,
I'd rather not label someone as a malfeasant just for the fact that they were the messenger.
Exactly.
I'd rather we not do that. Because that's what will happen. You and I both know that.
I just find it a little odd how you were in contact with the MDRA when all they have is a potion shop.
Oh,
They sell more than that in that shop.
Well, yeah,
they are...
fair enough.
I kind of glanced over to the rest of the party. They're quite active on this continent, just not... they aren't just, well, as brash as the Hallowed Flames or the Expedition Society.
Was it the Kecleon? That little Fennekin boy brewing the potions?
No.
'Cause
They, I think, are just in it to, well,
Because they're the only
they're
two
just
MDRA
for their-
members on the continent. Besides what they import in, there's just... I saw one little Natu. Other than those three, there's no one else.
Well, we haven't seen that Natu in a very long time.
Yeah, it's like she just disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, my guess is she either died or went back. But again, you still haven't answered my question. Out of those three, it has to be those three. Which one of them did it?
It was none of them.
The MDRA likes to employ adventurers from time to time to do their bidding.
Sigurd kind of glances over to Sabrina and Sinbad. It's like, I mean, the MDRA is not going to like us after this anyways. You think it'd just be easier to elaborate?
Probably.
Okay.
But then again, I'm losing everything by telling you this. By telling you any of this.
My
How about this? Can you take out a map?
Yes, we can. Zacharias. And you see Zacharias reach in the back of his armor in a little pouch, and he pulls out a map.
All right. He.
Bree is going...
Oh,
if
go
he's
ahead.
going to point it out, Bree's going to stop him. And
Okay.
she's going to say, if you want information, just let me use the spell forge. That's all I ask.
I'm afraid we can't let you do that. We're just paladins. We're soldiers. It's not even our right to allow you to do so.
Well, then we'll need to speak to someone higher up about this instead
Well-
of just a lowly paladin.
if you want,
Do a persuasion roll in that case, Sabrina, to get them to drop the subject over that case.
Nine.
roll.
Reroll.
We could use the reroll. Yeah.
11.
It's
Oh my
meant to
gosh.
be. Can't
Flash.
alter fate.
Plus
I guess
5.
Sinbad is going to ask. Is going to say. Their headmaster did visit this continent,
That is true.
and he sold out Bree. I don't know what he discussed with her.
Jog
this
my
goes-
memory, DM. Was that
Oh,
the
boy.
bomb incident, or was that the
Yes,
bomb?
that was the bomb.
All right. I will say this though: it was the bomb.
That's what the leader of the Expedition Society, the commander of the Expedition Society, is all bent out about.
It came from the MDRA. It was given to us by their headmaster.
Remind me, what was that supposed to be used on? What did they say it was supposed to be used on?
The gate.
But they wanted it to you. To me, they wanted me to use it for when we fought the Red Dragon if everything went badly.
Hmm.
In the event that we were all going to fail, they wanted me to activate it so that the Red Dragon would be destroyed.
So where are you
Ultimately-
now, Aiden?
This one.
I'm I forgot what we were given it for. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
In any case,
Bree-
everyone make a charisma saving throw.
Sabrina
yeah.
will fail it.
Yeah, this is out of truth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loki's not gonna bother trying to succeed or fail. Or Loki's not gonna bother trying to pass. He will auto fail it.
I guess Sigurd will fail as well.
29.
I literally can't pass it no matter what I roll.
The sword is shaking in rage as like Sinbad passes it. But
Well,
yeah, it seems okay. You can report this to Uriel after today. I guess you do have a point. We are but soldiers, and information like this would, I guess it's not in our jurisdiction. So just promise you'll tell Uriel after we're done here all you know about this incident, if the MDRI is truly conspiring.
All right.
Well, we should retire for the night. Forgive me for trying to make idle chit-chat.
Ray just kind of looks down at the floor with, like, there's no light in her eyes at all. She looks completely
Sinbad.
destroyed on the inside.
Sinbad says, "I'm sorry it got so heated. I didn't really want to bring up things like this, but I figured it was healthier to have it civil conversation rather than have it come up on everyone suddenly. I'd rather hear everyone's input before making a choice. As I'm sure you value Claudia. That was my only intent."
I do. And I do too. But she is right. Perhaps we should just focus on our mission and worry about this later.
Yeah, he probably nods.
Oh, I'll take first watch.
And I guess we'll end there.
Loki has words to say.
Unless Loki has words to say.
Go on.
I'm trying to think of how I wanna
Phrase it.
Yeah, I can't think of a good way of phrasing it. Ugh.
None of us had good ways of phrasing anything. That's why the sword got mad like 4 times.
Yeah.
End scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. Well, one of the downsides to having this sword.
Did we just start a war?
All right.
yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see you next time as we conquer the temple, or get conquered by it.
Oh, man.
Oh boy.
I hope you're good to join us next time again, Sonic Link as Loki.
Yeah, should be.
All right. Well, we should have a good time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.